Welcome to our very first ever live in person, The Magic We Have at Home podcast. I am your host, Bjorn, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Ren.
And Bear. Hey.
And we are all here together in the same room for the first time in a full calendar year.
Yeah.
So this is pretty exciting stuff, gentlemen. I'm glad to have you guys here.
Thank you.
We're going to do kind of a shorter, quicker episode and a little bit special one because we're together for the first time in forever. So we just actually want to go play some Magic, but we
don't want to talk to you.
We didn't want to miss this opportunity. So before we start, though, we do have these cool mugs. These are official The Magic We Have at Home tumblers. They are laser engraved to have our logo on them. We have custom Bjorn, Ren, and Bear mugs, each with our own little logo. If this is something that's interesting to you,
we don't know how to get it to you. I'm sorry to let you down, but
let us know. And if enough of you are interested, we might start mass producing these. So our first merch.
If we can get to 10,000 comments for these, I will think about it.
10,000 on this one video.
Yes. Alrighty. So what we are doing today, we are going to talk about some of our, I don't even know that this is necessarily our favorite decks, but just decks that we like to play. We call this deck show and tell. Normally we theory craft decks, and this time we're just going to talk about decks that we have and actually play. Ren, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I have feelings about this deck.
I'm not sure what they are.
So this is my Kefka Group Hug deck. It's Kefka Group Slug and Archidekt. But I've always wanted to make Grixis Group Hug. I played Kess. The commander lets you cast something from your graveyard once per... What is it called? Once per turn, right? Just whatever the speed is, and I liked that, and then I got bored of it, and I saw Kefka, and Kefka is a guy that drops down, and whenever he drops down into the battlefield or attacks, each player discards a card, then you draw cards for each card type amongst those discarded, and you can pay 8. Each opponent will have to sacrifice a permanent of their choice. Could be a land, and then he transforms into a flying 5/7 avatar wizard that has whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards.
Whoa.
So he's got a lot of text, I would say. Too much text for a guy like me, but he does refill my hand quite often.
I was going to say, I've played against this deck a couple times, and I've actually played against this deck, I feel like, a lot. I didn't even know this card transformed. I don't think I've ever seen you...
Can I see this card? I don't think I've ever seen
Oh, yeah,
this
by the way,
card
I think
before.
our cards should be appearing somewhere in this area.
On his forehead, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right here.
Wow.
But it's a pretty sick card. I want to get like a foil version of it, because I think that'd be cool.
Oh, this is
but
cool.
He's just such a cool guy. He's a supervillain. This is a supervillain deck. Basically, the deck is just a bunch of different random things that I thought would be fun to play. And it's kind of worked out. It's one of those decks that I take places without the expectation of playing, and then it's always the one that I reach for when I'm playing like a chill game. Just because the deck doesn't go very fast. It's not like a heavy hitting deck. It's just a deck that kind of... It's not quite solitaire like in the Simic fashion. It's like solitaire in the... Let's see what I can do this turn, and then you just kind of fly by the seat of your pants. It's pretty fun.
So Kefka's just mostly like he's like a draw engine, essentially.
Yeah.
You're just using that to play like pet cards.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I've got cards like Explosion of Riches, which is just like I draw a card, then I offer everybody else the kind opportunity to draw a card, and then 5 damage gets thrown around for each card drawn this way. So it's got a bunch of weird cards like that.
That's fun.
A couple storm mechanics, even though it's not a storm deck, that it can toss out a lot of damage at once, but it's not going to happen frequently, and it's like not a threat. But once it starts going, and once I have this stuff in my hands, I can just I can get away with some gross stuff because it's a super greedy deck.
Well, I think one thing too is that it does run discard.
Yeah.
So you get the card draw, and you have access to a whole bunch of different stuff, and then you're also making your opponents discard, which just is giving them like fewer and fewer options. So you like, on the chance that they are able to hold on to something that really is going to bother you, you can then have a handful of cards to answer it, which is just, I do like it. It seems like a chaotic deck, but like a fun one.
It's a very gaslight deck where I give you cards and I take away your cards, and then I offer you a deal that would help you.
This is my favorite kind of deck.
Yeah, it's a very big, I'm going to gaslight you into taking this deal.
So you were saying before we started recording that you weren't even sure if you like this deck.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure if I do. I just... It's one of those decks that I bring places. I don't even think about it, but when it's like they were talking about their decks and they're like, yeah, we like this is a cool deck, or I really like how I built this deck. I don't have that feeling towards this monstrosity at all. This is a workhorse deck. This is a working man's deck of random stuff. You get 2 games on the night you're playing, and like, what do you want to do? You want to sit back? You want to relax? You want to sip on something stronger than water? Then this would be it, because you don't have to think that hard. This is not a deck where you're thinking. This is not a deck where you're trying to win. This is a deck that you're trying to do something stupid, and you're gonna get to a point where you're like, maybe I can win off this, and then somebody's gonna cast one spell, and you're gonna be back to the Stone Age.
So, are there any real win cons then? It sounds like there
Yeah, there are a couple.
Okay,
Like,
what are some of them?
What do you win with? Yeah.
So one of them is Forced Fruition.
Oh,
whenever
my
an
gosh.
opponent
Is that an every
plays-
deck? That's not even surprising.
I would say
Well,
so.
It's pet card the deck.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
That's true.
got Fraying Omnipotence.
Oh.
Forced Fruition, Windfall. Windfall with Forced Fruition is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What does Force Fruition do? Is that
For
the one where
Forced
you draw?
Fruition, yeah, whenever an opponent plays a spell, that
You
player
draw.
draws 7 cards.
Drawing 7 every
And
spell is.
if you
It
think-
sounds great. It sounds
Yeah.
like such a good.
And then you cast a Soul Ring, draw 7. You cast an Arcane Statement, that's another 7. So you're 14 deep at that point, and you've got 26 more mana
you
because
mill
mana
yourself
players
very
out.
quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this the we played a game a while ago where
Where I milled myself to death.
I played
Yes.
a wedding ring on you and you just
Yeah.
accidentally killed yourself.
Yes,
that was this deck.
That was that deck.
Interesting.
I've also got Disrupt Decorum, which is the
Oh,
goad all
yeah.
creatures you don't control. I've got a Scourge Familiar if I ever flip Kefka, so I can
Mm.
just keep discarding lands and doing damage.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have like a lot of like just very big spells
Yeah,
that
I've
do
got
a
a
lot
Heartless
all at once.
Hidetsugu.
Now,
I've
how
got 60.
how important is it to you to transform your commander?
Not at all.
Okay, I was
It
curious
is,
about that.
it is a secondary thing where it's
Interesting.
like, it's cool if I do it. Can I get away with this?
Yeah.
Most of the time, no.
No, you can't.
But if I do, and nobody is messing with me, I'm gonna
That's cool.
play greedy.
Yeah,
This is a Grixis Group Hug deck.
I like it.
It's meant to be greedy for me.
So run us through like your top 3 favorite cards or like combos of cards real quick. Like I know you just hit a bunch,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
just give us like
So
this is
let me
like
dig
I get
through.
this in my hand and I just get so excited.
I would say Humble Defector, definitely up there. There is nothing that is better at just annoying people than leaving them out of the Humble Defector dance. If you're playing a 3-player game and you are just passing it between 2 players, oh my god, does that third person just
Yeah,
blow a gasket?
if you
just
didn't notice
lose
who
their
that third
mind.
person probably is half the
Yeah.
time. Probably me.
They shouldn't have swung at me, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Playing
so funny.
3-player games is so great.
Dance with Calamity. You're playing what is it? Is Blackjack going to 21?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're playing Blackjack to 13, and if it's an 8 mana spell, but if you get to 13, you can cast literally everything for free.
Hmm.
You go over it, those cards are exiled. That was a waste of 8 mana in a turn, probably. However, if it works, it works. I find myself using Time Warp quite a bit in this deck as a crutch to try and win the game.
Is Time Warp extra turns?
Yeah, you get an extra turn, which is pretty good. But I would say definitely one of the standout, like the low cost card that I never thought would be like as important to me as it is Wrong Turn. Target opponent gains control of target creature. That's all it says. That could be somebody's commander. That could be somebody's mana dork. That could be somebody's little engine piece. That could be a Jan Jansen.
Mhm.
It could be Jan Jansen. It could be
Seems very pointed.
Evil Eye of Ormsbygor.
Oh yeah,
It could be
these
anything.
all seem very
And
pointed.
it's just so funny to take what somebody spent their turn casting, especially if it's like an 8 or 9 drop. Yeah, I'll take that away from you for 3 mana. And I'm just going to give it to the player you've been fighting the entire game. And just let him beat you to death
The
with
Evil
it.
Eye of Ormsbygor is a good reference.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about that one a little bit
I
later.
Oh.
hope we don't.
That's
Is that in the
some
deck?
that's some foreshadowing.
Oh no.
Yes.
All right. So
very cool.
like I guess one of the things that we were talking about earlier was like what is it that makes this deck unique to you, or what personal spins did you put on it? Would that just be like all the pet cards?
This is just a deck that nobody in their right mind should have built.
Did you deck list any of
I
this?
did not.
Okay.
I had a Kess Dissonant Mage group hug deck that really leaned into group hug, and then I was like, well, I might as well have more cards.
Have you looked to see like how do other people build Kefka? Because Kefka's a really popular
Yeah,
Grixis commander
he's-
right now.
Yeah, he just does it all. He can be even played in the CEDH. Like he's crazy good. His ceiling is as high as it goes.
Yeah.
But I'm just not really interested in that because I have decks that are strong. I don't need to have the funny jester guy be strong. I have other decks that are strong.
Funny jester, I can just stay funny jester.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
I'm just here for the bit. It's like
Good.
Cicero in Skyrim.
He
Yeah,
does
that's
look.
just there. I get
He
you.
looks very chaotic. I will
He
say.
is an evil guy in his game, and he destroys the world.
Yeah.
He's just some evil clown.
Huh.
Sorry, the game's been out for like 30 years. So
We spoiled. Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
that's
You're,
good.
I can't wait to tell you who Luke Skywalker's dad is as well. By that.
It's your dad, right?
No,
that's a
I was the
That's a
CGI
different-
one.
Yeah, that's a different reference. Sorry.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to really tell us about this deck?
Don't look at the price. I didn't look at it. You don't have to look at it. I don't know how.
What
This
is
is-
what is it? What is it?
Oh, yeah, tell you could let them know
Like-
about what you did over the last couple days with selling some cards.
Oh, I have so much in-store credit at a card store. Oh my god. I sold all of my game changers. That was a real shout out to whoever made that list because you spiked all of those prices, and I did take advantage of that.
Well, and you were like texting Bear and I like, or maybe we were even talking. I don't remember, but you were like, "Oh, Jessica's Will is really expensive. I think I have one of those." And you were looking, you're like, "I have 5 Jessica's Wills."
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
like 3 of them. They just came in a couple pre-cons, and
Yeah.
I don't know who on God's green earth decided that was a good idea, but that's worth more than the pre-con was. So, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you sold a bunch of Jessica's Wills. Didn't you sell some Esper Sentinels too?
I sold an Esper
I'm
Sentinel.
mad about that.
I
I think
sold-
it's a great card.
Yeah, it's $80 though.
Oh.
$80.
It's like a good card or like a whole bracket 2 deck.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
80
good point.
bucks is like 2 weeks worth of my
I
grocery
have an
bill.
$80 card we're gonna look at in a minute here. Which
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
what
mean,
what are we? I'm kind of curious. Do you care if we transition to Bear's deck?
No,
'Cause
no,
now
let's
I'm
go.
really-
Okay. Well, my deck is built around Avatar Aang. It's the new transforming commander from the Avatar set. He is Wooburg. Even though some people don't think he's Wooburg,
He's not.
if you flip him, well, yeah, if you flip him over, Wooburg.
I hate it.
Cost reduction.
Yep.
It counts. Wooburg.
It
So.
does.
It's Terra.
Anyways, yeah, he's a Wooburg commander. He's new, and I'm really stoked about this deck. The goal with building it was to try to keep it as cheap as possible because my wife does not like it when I spend money on Magic. So,
Wife.
yes. Spoiler alert: I'm married. She does not love Magic.
Oh, they
but
can
she
see the
loves
ring
me.
on your finger
Oh,
because
yes.
we're on camera.
There we go. But yeah, I pulled this Avatar Aang card from my pre-release pack. And so it's the promo one. It's actually gone up in value. It's $45 right now.
Oh, shit.
And there's only one listed on TCG Player, so I mean technically it could charge more, I guess. But anyways, I wanted to build something fun around it because I thought it's a cool promo card. And so if you don't know what Avatar Aang does, he has flying and firebending too. Whenever you waterbend, earthbend, firebend, or airbend, you draw a card, and then if you've done all 4, you transform him into Aang, Master of Elements. You want me to read what he does on the
Yeah,
outside?
go for it. I mean, it will be right here.
He becomes a flying 6/6. Spells you cast cost Wooburg less to cast, and this can also reduce generic costs. So if your deck has only 1 pip of each color on its spells, and you don't have any like 2 pip, 2 red pips on a card, you can cast out your whole deck pretty much as long as it's 5 mana or less. And then at the beginning of each upkeep, you may transform Aang, Master of Elements, and if you do, you gain 4 life. You draw 4 cards. You put 4 1/1 counters on him, and he deals 4 damage to each opponent. So kind of fun. I'm really enjoying him a lot. But
Wait,
yeah,
That's
should-
all on one card.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, wait. It shouldn't reduce generic. It should only reduce
Uh,
pips.
it says this can reduce generic costs.
Yes.
What?
In
It's your
parentheses-
spells
yeah,
cost
look,
Wooburg
look.
left.
What in
Yes.
who?
Yeah.
So basically, if a spell costs 5 or less, and
It's
it only
free.
has 1 of each color in it,
It's free.
as long as it doesn't have double mana and it's
And
5
if
or
you
less,
have
it's free.
something like
That's
the
ridiculous.
what's the gauntlet of
Well, okay.
what's that special gauntlet that makes everything cost Wooburg instead of
Oh, is it Chromatic Lantern?
No,
it's,
there's
It'll be
Joda.
right here.
yes.
Joda Archmage
There's also
Eternal.
there's a Joda Archmage Eternal which I'm buying tomorrow, which makes all your
Oh.
spells cost Wooburg. So if you have that, then yeah, you could cast your whole deck as well. But,
So one thing with this though, because yes, this ability is gross.
yes.
However, you have to waterbend, earthbend, firebend, and airbend all in one turn,
yes,
and there's not that many cards that do that.
no, there's not.
Yeah, but when you're drawing after each one, I feel like you can get there pretty easily.
I will say, in the few times I've played it, I haven't transformed him. But I could have transformed him one game, and I chose not to go for the final kill. So it's like, it can happen. It just doesn't happen super often. I think that's the pull for me when I'm playing this deck. So when I built it, I tried to keep it really cheap. I put as many waterbenders, earthbenders, firebending cards, and airbending cards in there as I could, and with hopes to transform him. So
Well,
that's really the goal.
It's tricky because like I looked at this commander when he came out, and then when
Mhm.
you told me that you were going to build him, I was kind of like, good luck.
Yeah.
Because like, not only do you have to do all 4 of those in one turn, there's not a lot of like repeatable effects. Most
Sure.
of the cards that do that are on
One and dones.
Yeah, they're one and
ETBs.
dones, and so it's kind of tricky to get all 4 out and keep them all alive in
Sure.
like a repeatable way.
Yeah, there's a few cards that do allow for that. One easy thing is that Aang himself is a firebender, and so whenever you attack with him, you're automatically getting that first trigger,
Yeah.
which gives you 2 mana, which you can use to spend on an instant speed airbending card. You can use it towards waterbending cards. A lot of the waterbending cards are actually it's an enchantment that you can pay 4 mana into, and it's repeatable. So I could do that multiple times.
Earthbending honestly seems like the awkward one here.
It is the hardest.
Like,
yeah.
Well, and it also just like firebending and waterbending actually do kind of go pretty well together. Like the producing extra mana, and then the waterbending creates a mana dump,
Yes.
essentially. Earthbending, like turning your creatures into 1/1 lands. Earthbending's kind of cool, but like when you have to fit all 4 of those themes in your deck, you don't have anything else to build. You don't have the room to build around the earthbending as well, and so then it
That's
just kind
true.
of seems awkward.
Yeah, earthbending is definitely not like the strongest theme in this one. I really have built it around. I mean, there's an equal number of cards that earthbend because I wanted to have the chance to transform him, but yeah.
But you're not
It's-
like using those lands.
No,
for
those land
anything.
it's really just to transform. And
Can you-
sometimes you can use
Can
them,
you
but-
use the? Well, I guess you could use those for waterbend. No, I guess you can just use normal lands for waterbend.
Yeah, one card. So here's what I was foreshadowing to the $80 card. Here it is. It's the full art Badger Mole Cub, and
Yippee!
I guess it might be like 70 right now. I know the non-full art one is like 50, but this card says that whenever you tap a creature for mana, you get an extra green, and so when it enters, you earthbend, so you automatically make a land into a creature that taps for 2 mana, which is great. But there are some cards I have in here that allow me to earthbend a few times, and there's a card called the Great Divide Guide, which I think is right here. But
what I would say is sell this and then
no
spend the
way.
$80
no way.
buying better versions of everything else. In there.
I would consider it, but Great Divide Guide is another great card in here that I love, since we're supposed to cover cards
Yeah,
that
go
we
for it.
enjoy. He says each ally you control can tap for mana of any color, and each land can tap for mana of any color. So if you think about that,
with Badger Mole.
that with Badger Mole means everything's pretty much doubling except for your lands. They aren't
Mhm.
doubling, but your creatures create double mana of any color. That's really fun. So I think there's some fun plays in here with earthbending, kind of synergizing with my ramp package. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So one idea that I was thinking of when I was looking through your deck list, I have to pull this up really quick.
Yeah, please do.
So one card that you had in here is General Tazri.
Oh, yes.
So General Tazri is a human ally, 4 and a white. But when she enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an ally card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. I think that she might be a better commander for this deck than Aang.
Oh, interesting.
Because, well, here's my thought. What you can do is you can ETB her,
Yes.
and then you search for a card that gives you repeatable airbending.
Yes. There's
And
one
you-
Appa card in here
Yeah,
that allows for
Okay.
that. Yeah.
You can so you search for Appa, then you can repeatedly airbend her and
You go
cast her,
search for all the stuff
and then you can
want.
probably search out Aang to get your card draw engine
Mhm.
going. Because then you're drawing
That's
a
a good
card
idea.
and tutoring. So essentially, she acts as like the engine. You're still going to be guaranteed to get Aang out because
I might switch this for our game night.
That sounds so boring.
no, I think
It
I think it'd be
is
cool.
interesting. I see what you mean.
It'll make it more. I think it can make it more consistent because then like
I don't think consistency is the point of doing cool stuff.
Currently, the
you
point
can-
of the reason General Tazri is in there is for that card that you were just looking at, which is
Oh.
Katara the Fearless,
okay.
and as well as Sokka. But Katara the Fearless doubles the triggered abilities of my allies, and with Aang, we actually had a good conversation about this. It quadruples the draw that you're essentially
You're
getting.
doing a lot of drawing in that.
Yeah, because imagine this: Aang attacks, you have Katara out, he gets 2 firebending triggers, and the way firebending works is it's 2 lines of
Yeah.
text. It's not stacked to firebending 4. It's firebending 2, firebending 2.
Draw 2 cards.
You draw 2 cards for each trigger.
Oh, and then it's an ally trigger.
Because
Yeah.
so I'm drawing from just Aang
Yeah.
attacking, you draw 4 cards. And so then imagine I also have that's 4 mana, I pump it into my waterbending trigger, that's 4 more cards, and then we just start it's ridiculous.
I think that
it's a lot of fun.
interesting. I do actually kind of, now that I think about it, I didn't think this far into advance.
This is good.
But I would be curious because you're still going to have to get to 5 mana to cast General Tazri.
Yes.
But essentially what that allows you to do is that would free up a lot of space in your deck for other things.
Mhm.
Because you don't have to have 9 instances of earthbending. You have to have maybe 2 earthbending in there, 2 earthbending allies, because, in case one gets removed. And then,
Sure,
like,
yeah.
like
You can
basically-
really seriously cut down on the
you cut
number of
down.
allies that you need
Mhm.
to transform it.
And then you just
Yeah, that's
get
cool.
like you do that, and you can free up 15 cards to then do whatever you want with.
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe can I play with like 70 cards? Is that legal?
At what cost to the deck's theme would
Yeah.
you remove?
So that
That
is
is the other
the
part,
thing
yeah.
is that like if you want to play all the avatar
Yeah.
cards and just kind of be like, this is my fun avatar deck, and if I transform Aang, that's a fun bonus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then that's one thing.
The thing about commanders with tutors on them is that the deck becomes very quick. You always know what to get. You always know what the best thing is, and you always do that because everything else is like, I don't want to waste my search on this.
Sure. There's
Okay.
not a lot of different ways to
No,
play.
you're just
it.
gonna play it one way.
But
Yeah.
it only does that if you build the deck to have a very specific like line. Which in this one, the line is that you're gonna go get Aang and you're gonna get an
you're gonna
Earthbender.
Yeah.
do the bendings.
But like, but that's still tricky because like essentially then what you're running is like a doomsday device. Like it's about amassing it.
Yeah, we're slowly counting down the turns
Mhm.
until I have the engine to then
Yeah.
transform.
And
I
so
do
then
I
you
do
could-
enjoy that. I think that's cool.
You
You're
could
short,
do
high.
that.
Yeah. We don't talk about it in here.
Uh,
I love
because
that
you're
guy.
still gonna. It's not like you only have to tutor like you're gonna have to tutor Aang. You're gonna have to tutor an Earthbender and a Waterbender and an Airbender.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna
If
have
you're
to tutor-
only doing it through allies, there's also
Mhm.
instants and enchantments and other things.
That is true.
Those help. But
but
Imagine
then you
you
could
take-
also look into other allies too, and like you could maybe see like what other allies are out there, and you could build some other.
I
instants.
like that idea.
I don't know,
definitely
it-
will keep it in mind.
It would be a risk. You are right. It would definitely.
It would play very.
You could run into like just
Yeah.
reducing it to a single line.
Oh, gosh. So, do you want me to cover what makes it unique or personal?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Okay,
yeah.
so unique and personal. Like I said, I wanted to keep it cheap because my wife didn't want me to spend any more money on Magic, and I already played in the pre-release. So I ended up getting, I don't know, most of my cards from my pre-release box, and then just ordering creatures and spells that were like 35 cents or less. That was my goal, and so I kept the entire deck down to maybe like a $30 order on Archidekt or on Card Kingdom. Actually, we're not sponsored. It's a great solution.
We could be.
We could be.
We could
reach
be.
out.
There's like 15 people out there
Yeah,
who
that-
might have never heard of Card King.
You know a
true.
guy?
So that's part of what kept it unique is I didn't really put in these OP cards. Like there are some great multicolor or like tricolor or dual color allies and creatures that really would have synergized well that I just didn't include because they were too expensive. And so there's a lot of really low cost things in here. The total deck price online right now, it says 150. But that's with Aang being the
And the
promo
Badger
foil
Mole.
and the Badger Mole Cub and some of these other cards that I just happen to have. In reality, the deck's only like $70.
Yeah.
If you take out some.
How
of the
much did
crazy
you
stuff.
spend out of pocket on it?
Out of pocket in total. So I bought.
I mean, not including the pre-release.
not including the pre-release, like $30.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was 32 after tax.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sell a Badger Mole Cub, and you
So
can build
you got the
two
whole deck.
more of those.
Two more of these decks. Yeah. So that's one thing that makes it unique. And then the other one is I didn't really. It's so new that I like EDH rec exists on it, but everything is very specific, and there's not a lot of decks with him as the
Mhm.
commander. There's a few, so I did not want to look at it at all. So I didn't do it. I just made it however I wanted it.
And this is a bold commander to go yeah, this is a very bold commander to go both building it all on your own with not looking at any other like advice, and also to try to build it budget because it is a very like it's a hard commander
task,
to build.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
that was a big task.
Wooburg is tough, but luckily the way the Avatar Aang is built, it gives you a pretty clear direction. With like you can't really use cards from outside of the set because you can't waterbend in I don't know Edge of Eternities or Caverns of Ixalan or whatever else. So you can't do waterbending or firebending or airbending.
So-
Yeah.
So what is it that you really like about this deck? Or do you like it? This is a
I-
very new deck.
I
Do you
love,
like it?
I love this deck. I will say I'm not as up in the air as Ren is about this whole situation. I know he's not really sure, but I'm sure. I love it. It's so much fun to play. I think the thing I really like about it most is I wouldn't say it's like a toolkit commander, but the card draw from Aang and the way that it's played so far with airbending, being able to remove but also to protect my stuff. It's just so versatile and it's played really consistently. Like I've really gotten a good ramp package in here. I made sure to put ramp in because I struggle with
You run in
Color
32
fixing.
lands?
39.
That's
I
too
think
many
your
I
lands.
might
deck,
have
I think your
41.
deck list currently has 29.
That
Cut it
deck
down to
list is
20.
not actually.
29 is where it's
I
gotta
think
be.
it's
29 is the
40.
sweet
It's
spot.
up to 42, but 3 of the lands do either waterbending, earthbending, or firebending
Oh, nice.
triggers. So I've kind of like moved them around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like 38 lands, a good ramp package, so it plays really consistently, and then it offers a lot of solutions. If somebody's going to target my commander, I just airbend them. If somebody's going to try to play something cool or get counters on a transform a commander, or add counters to a spacecraft or something, I just airbend it away. But same with like having that firebending mana to do other stuff. So it's just a lot of fun. It doesn't play the same every single game, but it does offer a consistent experience, which is getting to do a lot of fun, different kinds of things. It's variety. It's like a package.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I do have to ask.
Yeah.
How does this end games?
So far,
So far, he
so far,
dies.
0. I die. Everyone else. No, I would say Aang already is a pretty powerful commander. When you get him out, flying, firebending 2, plus the other cards in here that I have, which I guess I could go into, some of the Voltron-y style cards that are
Okay.
in here.
So you do have some Voltron.
There's a few things. One card is oh no. One of the cards is called Team Avatar. If you attack with just one creature, it gets +X until the end of turn for the number of creatures that you have, which is a lot of fun. So if I just have Aang, I
Hey,
have
there's
Team
an
Avatar.
earthbending synergy.
There
we
it
go.
is. There we go.
It was in there. The whole
Earthbending
I would be fine
synergy.
if we just let him earthbend whenever he says so, and we don't actually have to
We
deal
just
with any of
don't
the
question.
triggers.
That
We know about mechanics I hate. Let me tell you about earthbending.
oh man. Well, luckily there's not a lot of earthbending in here, and none of it's crazy. So hopefully that's
Earthbending
okay.
was the perfect opportunity for wizards to make land destruction okay again.
Mm.
And then they had to go and put on the dumb, if it leaves the battlefield,
It comes
You can
back.
Yeah.
exile.
Well,
It's
because then
all-
everyone would have 0 lands.
which is the price you pay for turning your lands into a
Listen,
creature.
That's
if you
fair.
want to play safe and greedy, I can play safe and exploding.
Yeah,
Totally fair.
I don't think
totally
it.
fair.
I don't know. It's just lame because it's a very greedy mechanic,
Yes.
and the fact that there's not counterplay to
There's
it.
no way to punish it.
Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
it's safe. It's too safe.
Yeah.
Like
You're right.
I would be okay if it was like land creatures you have are indestructible.
That's fair.
I would not be okay with
You wouldn't
that.
be okay. I would
No.
rather have that than they return to the battlefield because then you could still just exile.
I
them.
do have an Avatar
I-
Kyoshi saga that does make all of your lands indestructible and hexproof, which is pretty sick.
I don't know. Maybe we just need to go and look
I
up
think it-
ways to just punish earthbenders. Maybe
Yeah.
there's some way to make it like. Could you do like activated abilities of creatures you control can't be activated? That would work. That would
Ooh.
shut down
Yeah.
earthbending.
Yeah, that would work.
Ah, that's how you punish them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have to play. You can't tap creatures. That's,
Oh my
I'm so
gosh.
excited for that.
That's a great way to play the game.
Yeah.
The last card I'll go over was Seismic Tutelage. You enchant a creature, you put a 1/1 counter on them. Whenever they attack, you double counters. And there's a few other cards that allow that. Counterplay. Counterplay. That's pretty. You put counters on them. I did swing Aang for 36 in the air at somebody with trample the other day, so it can do some damage, and I think that's kind of some of the fun. Is like it seems like you're not transforming him, you're not going to do any good. Well, if you transform him, it's really good. If you don't, it's still pretty solid, and you get good value off of just playing the game.
He
and playing
he
the
is
game.
a very good value commander. Like
Yeah.
you're just drawing cards. Like
especially if Katara's out. Then
you. Well, Katara just makes it go from like, which is that's funny. Like
you'll see it later.
yeah, okay, perfect.
I don't want to take much more time though. I feel like I've been going for a while, but it is an interesting deck. But I want to hear a little bit about what you are bringing to
Okay.
the table.
He's
Great.
playing Simic Landfall.
No,
Yes.
Are
Is
you
my
actually?
No.
Oh.
No.
Hear about Bjorn's deck here.
Okay, so this is my John Irenicus Hidden Commander deck. So the commander in this is not John Irenicus. It is Tatsunari Toad Rider. Basically, what Tatsunari Toad Rider does is when you play an enchantment spell, you get to make a legendary frog creature named Kaimi. He's a 3/3. And then you can pay 1 in Sultai to give a frog you control essentially flying until end of turn, but it just can't be blocked by creatures that don't have flying.
Unblockable flying frogs. This sounds fun. Okay.
And so this was I originally built Tatsunari Toad Rider as a curses deck. So I play curses, and the problem with it, and I ended up tearing it apart, was that there's not very many curses,
Oh.
and so I
Is that a card type that I don't
yes,
know?
Yeah.
yes,
Oh.
it's
It's
an
an
aura
enchantment
type.
Oh.
But there's not actually that many curses, and they're not very good.
Oh.
And so I filled the rest of the deck with like aura enchantments, and then it was just ended up being Voltron. Like I would just look at my hand and I'd have like a couple of curses and a couple of Voltron cards, and it was like, well, I could play the curse or I could win the game.
Mm.
And I didn't like that.
Okay.
It felt very boring. So
Yeah.
I tore that deck apart. I also really liked John Irenicus, and I tried to build a John Irenicus deck in multiple different fashions, and it always went really poorly. Basically, my problem
Why are
was
you laughing?
because
Did
he's
you witness this?
witnessed all of it.
Oh,
I've hunted every single John Irenicus variant.
So this one is
just
just another name in the.
It's like
long
the
line of-
Deadpool and Wolverine scene
Oh,
where
yeah.
he's just going through the different universes, and it's just me finding John Irenicus in each one.
Everyone.
Every
Man.
single one.
So I tried it in a couple different ways, and basically it was like, okay, I don't have enough mana, and then I try to increase my mana, and then it was like, if you guys don't know, John Irenicus you at the end of your turn you give a creature that you control to someone else.
Yes. Okay.
It's goaded for the rest of the game. It can't be sacrificed, and it gets +2/+2.
Oh, that's fun.
And so
So goad. Huh.
yeah, and so
I know how I feel about goad.
and so
Right there with earthbending.
so the problem with it is that like you spend all your mana on these creatures, and then you just give them away, and all you have on your board is a John Renicus, and people can swing the creatures you give at other players, but then they still just swing at you, and so it was just kind of a pain. And I couldn't figure out John Renicus, and I tore them apart. And then I finally thought of the idea to put them together. So the way that the deck runs is that it has Tatsunari Toadrider as the commander. It plays a lot of enchantments. I play curses, and then that produces a 3/3 frog. Now it's legendary, so I can only have one at a time. But once I get John Renicus out, that means that I can give away the frog at the end of turn. I give an opponent a goaded 5/5 frog.
That's good.
And then I can just make another one the next turn.
No.
And I don't actually have to do anything to get those creatures away, because it's just you make them by playing enchantments. So it has like an enchantment route, and you play the enchantment route to gain value, to set up engines, and then the byproduct of that is that you give away frogs with John Renicus.
Sounds like a much more refined play pattern.
Yes.
Than the prior versions of
It is very much so. And the thing is, like, because John Renicus is a hidden commander, I do run 5 or 6 tutors in this, but sometimes you just don't get him out. And it's still a fairly functioning deck without John Renicus. Like, it's really fun to get him out and give away frogs.
some toads. Yeah.
And like that is the goal. And like that's kind of like one of my rules for it is like if I have a tutor, I need to go get John Renicus. But it does run fairly well without him. So it's kind of fun. It's just a bonus. One thing that was really fun is I made custom Kaimi tokens.
Oh,
So
really?
because when you give it away, the creature is goaded for the rest of the game, can't be sacrificed, and also the Kaimi token has whenever you cast an enchantment spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, which I felt like was going to be a lot for my opponents to remember. So I made a bunch of these custom tokens. So these are
Whoa.
evil Kaimis.
Oh, nice.
So I took the art of the original frog and gave it like it has like horns and it's like more of a toad with claws, and it has all the text on it so that my opponents can actually remember what their frogs do.
Yeah. Why the choice to put them as 3/3s and not 5/5s?
Because they're 1/1 counters.
Oh.
And so if you have removing
Very
counters,
smart.
I really wanted to put it as a 5/5, but it's 1/1 counters.
That makes sense. That's good.
So
Have you seen that yet?
I have.
Oh.
I have 5 of those, so I
Snake?
can give them away.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
on the
cool.
backside is a
I need to
snake.
make custom counters.
So
Yeah,
that was
see,
pretty
that's
fun
cool.
to get to do that.
That is cool.
Overall, it's a very fun deck.
Yeah.
So it has
What
like
bracket is it?
Archidekt puts it at a 3. It is definitely and firmly a 2.
Okay.
Archidekt puts mine at bracket 4.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
here.
it sees that I have 6 tutors in it. It
Oh,
jumps
okay.
up.
Sure.
It's not very powerful. It comes down to kind of a lack of win con.
What is your goal?
So this deck wins essentially by like surviving to the end game. It amasses value in a lot of ways. Enchantments get you value.
Yeah.
Obviously there's like the enchantresses that are just like when you play an enchantment, draw a card. John Renicus has when a creature you own but don't control attacks, draw a card. So you draw a lot of cards, which is great, and so you get to cycle through a whole lot of your deck. But then one of the enchantment sub-themes is, well, 2 of the enchantment sub-themes are Pillow Fort, so I run like propaganda to make people pay to attack me.
Yeah.
I run things that make them like lose life when they attack me. I have cards that make me gain life when I get attacked. Also, the Kaimis deal 1 damage to each opponent, and I gain 1 life when I play an enchantment.
Okay.
So like, it's hard to swing at me. If you do swing at me, you might have to pay mana, you might lose life, and I'll gain life. So I slowly kind of drain people.
Yeah.
It's 1 life at a time, and it's not like I don't chain it very much.
Yeah.
So usually my life just stays kind of around 40,
Yeah.
and everyone else's life slowly goes down. It's very sneaky. Like
Interesting.
people don't really notice what it's doing.
He turns commanders to frogs, to lands, to any type of non-creature.
I do have a
with no
couple
abilities.
of those. I do have a couple. I will say I have like
okay.
Amphibian Downpour because it's a frog deck. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna not put Amphibian
What
Downpour.
color is Tatsunari? Is it blue?
He's,
Sultai.
Sultai.
Oh.
Green, black, blue.
Interesting.
One of the other things that I did put into for control is I did put in. There's a whole set of enchantments that goad creatures. So
Yes.
like, I like it because I'm giving away Kaimis for people to swing at each other,
Yeah.
and then I can also go like, oh hey, that's a threat.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna goad it. But the goading ones are fun because typically they're kind of like curses. Typically they make the creature bigger. They all give it like +2/+2. and then like it's like, oh, when this creature attacks, I scry one or I draw a
Yeah.
card. So I get a little value off it.
Interesting. Do you feel like this? Do you feel like you ever really just lose a game outright, or is it always just kind of hang in? It feels like it would always just kind of hang in and keep the game make the whole game just play a very specific way.
That is pretty much what it feels like. I've had a couple games where I've lost pretty terribly, and typically it's like got like just mana screwed or something.
Sure, okay.
But typically no, it hangs in there. It's very like low to the ground. People don't give it a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Because the thing with curses is that the curses don't just benefit me; they benefit generally everyone except for the person who's cursed.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like politics, which is really fun.
Yeah. I like this. I like that it's not just goad, because I think goad. We talked about this the other day with Salubrious Snail.
He's watching.
He's probably not watching. But, you know, goad as the end goal of a deck ends up just kind of being an anti-goal a little bit. Like, you're not doing anything. You're giving things away, or you're just making other people do stuff, and you're just sitting there. But I like that you kind of have the curses, like, sub-themes with that, and the goad is part of that. But, yeah, I think it's more than just a goad deck, which I like that I'm hearing.
I've won a couple decks with it, and typically how it ends up winning is, like, everyone will be very low. One of the goaded creatures or one of the Kaimis will swing for lethal, and then I will be able to ping the last person down by just like, I'm going to cast 4 enchantments this turn.
Gotcha.
You take 4 damage.
And you're dead.
There's
no switching life totals.
No
tricks like that.
No switching life totals. There's a couple meaner curses, so this is kind of the fun thing too. There's a couple curses that are like, one of them is like, they lose life whenever they draw a card. That one's brutal.
Yeah, that is brutal.
And this one has some stuff to like make it. Like there's another one that's like, target player, or you curse somebody, and then on their upkeep, I can choose any amount of players to draw cards equal to the amount of curses on them.
Oh, wow.
So I give you the curse where you lose life when you draw a card.
Yeah.
I stack Ren with curses, including the one where we both draw cards, and then I'm like, hey, we both draw 5 cards, you're going to lose 5 life on that upkeep, and you don't get to use the cards.
Wow.
So there's a fun, like, little combos, and since I have the tutors, like, as it gets more towards the end game, I can start tutoring for those.
Those things that you want. That's cool. What do you feel like makes this unique to you?
To me,
it's already pretty unique. This is pretty interesting. Secret Commander. I don't think a lot of people play those.
No, I think it's like the combination of the two just fits super well. I had not really heard of anyone doing it like this. I just like that it took a bunch of different themes that I really enjoy and hadn't been able to make work, and then like I just love how they like meshed together.
Yeah.
Like I had been like beating my head against a wall trying to figure out how to make these decks work, and then once I realized that they like paired together so well, it was like it all just fell into place.
Yeah.
There's also just a couple like fun cards. So there's one in here called Enigmatic Incarnation, which I was stoked because I had it in this deck. And then the Trinket Mage talked about it in a video and was like, this is a super unique card, and I never seen anyone play it. People should try to play it more. But you guys will see why it fits. Oh, I moved it right to the front, I think. Did I? Yeah. So it's an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, you can sacrifice another enchantment. If you do, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrificed enchantment's converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle.
Oh.
So that can let me sacrifice a curse or any sort of 3-drop enchantment to go get John Arenicus directly onto the board.
That's cool. I didn't know about that.
If he's also on the board, or if he's already on the board, there's a couple other like higher cost creatures that I'll tutor for.
Yeah.
Like Evil Eye Vorms by Gore.
Ah, okay.
And I have won 2 separate games by getting down to me and the final person and Enigmatic Incarnationing into an Evil Eye Vorms by Gore and hitting them with it. Like giving it to them, and then they can only swing with the eye.
Yeah.
And it just shuts off their whole creature-based one.
Yeah, I love that card.
I think that card is super funny. I've used it to win games.
I'm aware. I've lost many games to Evil Eye. I've sat there and realized I couldn't do anything. And that is I don't know, it's not the greatest feeling. I think there's like the decks that you play, I feel like I sit there and I realize I can't do anything, and I think that always feels the worst. Don't you
down
agree?
After a certain point, it's like, oh.
I try, that's one, like, because I do know that there's a stigma around that. So this deck loses if it gets hard aggro. It does not really have that much defense. Like, it has the Pillow Fort.
Sure. Sorry.
Hey.
So I'm bringing my next deck, Yoshimaru Jessica.
No, but like it wins by being in good favor with other people. So like, if I do that, it's either at the end of the game where I'm just like, hey, I'm shutting you off so that I win, you know?
Yeah.
Or when it's like, I will make that decision because with all the curses, it's like
Sure.
you hurt one person, but you get 2 other people to your side.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey guys, I'm gonna Evil Eye of Ormsbygar, the huge problem at the table, and now we're
Sure.
all friends.
And as the huge problem at the table most of the time,
Yes,
it's not
yes.
a great feeling.
It's not, but it's okay. That is, I didn't think about that aspect of you doing your curses because you'd think, oh, why wouldn't people just know that and aggro you more? It's like, oh, well, you're
You make
actively
friends.
hamstringing or shooting these other people with these little poison darts, and you're hitting them and making them like. I mean, if they are a threat, you're making them the enemy to the other 2 people. If you're
Mhm.
helping other, which is interesting. So I'm going to remember that for when you
Well-
shoot him, and I'm going to remember to target you.
Yeah, he's
No,
gonna be
because-
like, "Hey, you draw 2 cards and you untap all your non-land
And I'll be like,
permanents,
great,
and
and they're all. Oh no!
But
oh
really-
no, the cup is yours. If only you could get another one at the Magic We Have at Home podcast."
But really and truly, it does like it. It's really fun
Yeah.
to have to figure out who to curse and who to target with these things because like you want to make alliances, and so one thing I found is like if there's no clear winner at the table, then you find the clear loser at the table, and it's really funny. As long as it's like a person who can handle it, like
Yeah.
I might not do this to everyone, but I have some friends who could like definitely take it.
Yeah.
And they're usually the problem. But it's like, hey, you're already losing, and you're not going to be able to hurt me when I curse you. So like, you're the least threatening.
I'm gonna kick you while you're down.
Yeah, basically,
That's
it's like
essentially what
you
we're
got
doing.
mana
since I
screwed.
can't make
It's turn
friends
8,
with
you
somebody
got
else,
2
I'm just
lands.
going to. You can't hurt me for cursing you, and
That
I
makes
still
sense.
need the value.
I
And
get
so
that. Yeah.
like there was one player who like he was mana screwed and he couldn't put out creatures, and so I gave everyone else the Chimes, and I like put stuff on him that was like, hey, when you attack him, you get to draw a card.
This
And it was
sounds
just
so
like
evil.
it was
bullying.
You realize how this sounds
It
to
was-
everyone at home.
I do, but it's really he was. Cool
I'm sure
with
it's
it.
fun for you.
Oh,
I think
actually,
it'll be interesting to watch.
It was Noah. You guys know him.
Oh,
Noah was
yes.
on the podcast. I
Yes.
did this to Noah, and it was
Yes.
really funny.
Sorry I left, Noah. That was,
It was too late at night. He's
people
old.
probably won't see that game, but
Yeah.
anyways.
So
Very cool. I like this deck. I'm actually interested to
this
see
is
it play.
I will be playing this tonight. It's very fun. It's not
Cool.
ultra powerful. Like I said, Archidekt says it's bracket 3. That's because there's a bunch of tutors in it. It's
Yeah.
definitely not.
Aside from grabbing their decks,
Yeah.
so I wanted to be a part of it.
It
All right.
says this one's bracket 4. It is not bracket 4. Let me tell you,
Wow.
it might be bracket 1. I don't.
Anything else you care to share? Or?
I mean, I think I could talk about this deck forever, but no, nothing
Okay.
in particular. Well, let's go play some Magic.
Yeah.
I think. This has been the Magic We Have at Home podcast.
Yes. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.